We have heard a lot about enlightenment. Enlightened sadhaka will look like this and he will behave like that. And so many explanations. But is there any clear detail about how the supreme consciousness of an enlightened being looks like? Of course, it is difficult to explain in words. But when I searched for it, what I got is SriPura and Chintamani Graha from Lalitopakhyana. In the previous episode, we have already seen how a sadhaka wins this great battle of 4 days, which is the 4 states of consciousness, and he reaches Turiyatita. After this great war between Lalita Devi and Bhandasura, the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, asked Vishwakarma and Mayasura to build 16 grand cities in 16 kshetras. These are called Srinagaras. Inside Srinagara, there is a fortress-like city that is SriPura. The SriPura is made up of 25 concentric walls in square shape. At the center is Chintamani Graha, which is the abode of Lalita Parameshwari. At this point, I have to mention one thing. This part of Lalitopakhyana is the most complex, but most important thing to understand. We have to decode it carefully, otherwise it will look like an architectural fantasy or an imaginary city. Based on my understanding from Bhavanopanishad and the commentary from Sri Bhaskara Raya, the entire essence of SriPura can be presented in a single line. Yad Brahmande Tat Pindande. What is in the cosmos is in the individual. So SriPura can be interpreted in 3 ways. Macrocosmic or Brahmanda, microcosmic or Pindanda, Tantric or Sri Chakra. Actually, if we think, after enlightenment, sadhaka is no more a sadhaka. He is Devi herself. That is why ultimately all these forms represents that same reality. That is why SriPura is body, SriPura is also map of this universe, it is also a Sri Chakra. The 16 Sri Kshetras are located cosmically at different planes, 9 on the mountains, 7 in the ocean. Each Kshetras are dedicated to Nitya Devi. So who are these Nityas? As we learned in the previous episode, Devi revealed herself in 16 powerful forms. These are Nitya Devis. In each kshetra, Devi stayed in one of these forms, watching over the devotees and filling the land with her divine presence. That is why these holy places came to be named after them. Kameshwari Puri after Kameshwari, Bhagamalini Puri after Bhagamalini, Nityaklina Puri after Nityaklina, and so on. Every SriPura will have the same architecture. So let's discuss one located on top of Mount Meru. Mount Meru has 4 peaks, one on eastern side, one on the northern side, one on the southwest, and each is 100 yojanas tall and 100 yojana wide. These are Trimurti's world. The 4th peak is in the center, which is 400 yojana tall and 400 yojana wide. Sumeru Madhya Shrungastha Shriman Nagaranayika. SriPura is located on the central peak. The SriPura is made up of 25 square-shaped enclosures. Each are 1 yojana thick and separated by 7 yojana. The outermost enclosure is made up of iron and spans 1600 yojanas in total, meaning each side is 400 yojana wide. The innermost is made up of Srinagara, which is 64 yojana in total. The space between each enclosures is filled with various trees and forests, lakes and gems. Each of them have a resident or a protector. The first 8 enclosures are made up of metals like iron, bronze, copper till silver and gold. The space between the first and second enclosure is protected by Mahakala and Mahakali. and the rest are protected by Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharat, Hemantha, and Shishira. These are the metaphors for 6 seasons. After this, between the gold and silver enclosures, the space is filled with forest of Kadamba trees. Matanga Kanyas live here in the forest. Who are these Devis? There is an interesting story behind them. Matanga was a great sage. He had achieved highest virtues of penance. With that, he used to expand the creation. He had a son named Matanga. He was also a great saint who practiced penance. He had a friend named Himavan. Sounds familiar? Yes. He is the father of Ma Parvati Devi. Himavan used to praise himself as he was the father of Goddess Gauri. So, Matanga felt he was not so fortunate. He started a deep penance on Mantrini Devi and pleased her. He asked her to become his daughter. So eventually a daughter was born to Matanga and Siddhamati. She was named as Laghu Shyamala. She was Sakshat Devi. She learned all the Vidyas from her father Matanga Muni, and from her power she created many Kanyas and called them Matanga Kanyas. Okay, until now we have seen till gold prakara or gold enclosure. After this comes precious gems enclosures. And after this comes Manomaya prakara, Buddhi prakara, Ahankara prakara, Suryambika prakara, Chandrambika prakara, and Shrungara prakara. All these correspond to different deities or Shaktis. In the center is the Mahapadmatavi, the forest of great lotus. In this forest of lotuses, at the southeast corner exists Chitagnikunda, northwest exists Geya Chakraratha, northeast exists Kirichakraratha, and Mantrini Graha, Dandini Graha also exist in the same forest. And finally, in the center of the entire SriPura is the Chintamani Graha. This palace is built with Chintamani gems and stones. It has 3 peaks: Iccha Shikara, Kriya Shikara, Jnana Shikara. This means in an enlightened being, Iccha Shakti and Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti will reach its peak to serve the Devi at the Bindu Pita, which is the center of SriPura. Here, there is no difference between his will, the sadhak's will or enlightened being's will, and Devi's will. Whatever he wishes comes true, and he works only for the Loka Kalyana. Bindu Pita is also called as Shri Pita, Mahapita, Vidyapita, Ananda Pita. The Pita has 4 legs and an asana. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and Ishvara are legs of it. On top of it is an asana, which is Sadashiva. On this Pita sits Kameshwara, and on his lap is Lalita Devi. Now, let us look at the deeper meanings of SriPura. The Bhavanopanishad explains that the body itself is Manidvipa, the island of 9 gems. The various enclosures, forests, deities, and palaces described in the SriPura are not merely celestial architecture. They are symbols of complete structure of conscious itself. The 25 enclosures of SriPura correspond to the 25 tattvas that constitute individual experience. These tattvas are the building blocks through which consciousness experiences the world. In an ordinary person, these layers operate with conflict, attachment, and ignorance. But in an enlightened being, all the 25 tattvas remain in perfect harmony. Nothing is rejected and nothing is opposed. Every layer functions according to Devi's will. The body, the sense, mind, intellect, ego becomes transparent and instrument of Shakti. That harmonious state itself is SriPura. At the center of this perfectly integrated consciousness stands Chintamani Graha. No matter what activities occur in the outer layers of the tattvas, the center always remains established in pure awareness. Therefore, Chintamani Graha is not merely a palace of wish-fulfilling gems. It is a state where all inner conflict has ceased. So, whatever that enlightened being wishes comes true. This is where Supreme Devi resides. This is the complete essence of Lalitopakhyana. After going through all the beautiful stories of Lalitopakhyana and their esoteric meaning, one question troubled my mind. What really is the use of these stories and all the elaborated explanations? Well, assume we have never tasted a jamun, and now someone who tasted the jamun explains us how it tastes, its texture, and the pleasure they got after eating it. Immediately after hearing this explanation, our mouths waters, right? And desire to taste that sweetness intensify in our mind. This is the main purpose of all the scriptures and these stories. It gives us a vague idea how that ultimate state feels like. Explanation of SriPura and Chintamani Graha actually completes Lalitopakhyana. But there is also a section of Kanchi Mahatmyam explained after this in the Brahmanda Purana. Out of all the stories in the Kanchi Mahatmyam, the one story completely blew my mind. The story of Dasharatha. We all know Dasharatha is the father of Lord Rama, but for many years he had no sons. This always filled him with sorrow. So he consulted sage Vasishta for a solution. Vasishta Muni suggested him to worship Ma Tripura Sundari every night. Dasharatha did his sadhana with complete devotion. One night, Mother Goddess appeared in front of him in her beautiful form. She told him, "O Dasharatha, all these days you were not blessed with any child due to your past life karma. But you have the fortune to become a father. Take a bath in the holy Kampa river in Kanchi and visit me there." He was overjoyed and set out towards Kanchi Kshetra with his wife Kausalya. He worshipped for 7 nights with intense devotion. On the 8th day, when he was praying to Kamakshi Devi, an Akashavani spoke, "O Dasharatha, you will be blessed with 4 sons of my essence." On hearing this, he was filled in happiness and came back to Ayodhya. What happened next is a legend.